together. A lot of these corporate companies I used to work for, everyone says better together, stronger together. But it's real. It's actually a real thing. But whatever you're going to do it makes a big difference.
Absolutely. I see, of course, Utah Crypto Awesome, Builder, Ben Lucky, Super Steak, and Cougar. Well, thank you guys for dialing in nice and early. Let's give it a couple more minutes for others to join, and then we'll kick off. Great. I see P90, Ben Lucky, just me, Kato. Good. We're just going to give it a minute or so before we kick off. Hope everyone has had always having a great weekend. It's great. Okay, 7 minutes past the hour. I'll suggest we kick off. For those who join, if they want us to go over stuff we've been through, we can always bring them up to speed. But yes, I think this is, of course, the start of our 60th episode of TitanX Spaces, and I think we're still going strong. I'll propose for this session. I wouldn't be going through the TitanX starts as we normally do, because of course the market has been boring over the last 2 to 3 weeks. So there hasn't been any substantial change or changes in the starts. So we'll suggest that I don't go through it in any detail. Safe to say that our liquid TitanX is still around, it's 65.5 trillion, which is good. So that's what you have available on the market today, available for purchase. Total circulating supply, as we all through that in the past, total circulating supply covering those state build on TitanX protocols, as in TitanX locked in the building on TitanX protocols. It's still 98, just a little over 98 trillion. That's on the trillion. That's on the 100 trillion, which was an amount we persisted. We had, of course, TitanX circulating in excess of 100 trillion, and that persisted for quite a while. We are, of course, I say, and for those of us who've been here, heading in the right direction. Our buy and burn is still there. Our fundamentals of this protocol is really strong, in my view, not financial advice. On that note, I say we open up for discussions. I will suggest, again, we'll let us have our community members come up and express their views, opinions, concerns, observations. This is the time, and we can discuss pretty much anything. This is, as we all know, a very open and transparent forum. So please feel free to come up. Okay. I think whilst we're waiting, I must say there were 2 action points that I had been formal about it from last week's spaces, which was to reach out to Jake and ask for a rough roadmap on base. A rough roadmap for TitanX on base, which is of course X28. And the plans for the buy and burn pool, and that's the V1 pool. And also to reach out to Eric and ask what the plans are for the promised DAO on TitanX. Please do forgive me if I'm dragging. I mean, if I am, being a bit slow on this, but just, just a lot going on. But in any case, I did reach out to both. Still waiting to hear back from Jake. But of course, for those of us who have kept an eye on X, I think you would have seen a few posts from Jake today. Now, Eric responded, and he did say that they've got their hands full. As in the Dragon X team have got their hands full at the moment, and so they will get to the matter of setting up the DAO in due course. But of course, there isn't any firm date, and it seems the sense that Eric has about this is that it's pretty much going to be months down the line. But anyway, that's the feedback that I have. If I get any more, on these matters, be rest assured that I will be, feeding back to everyone here. Okay, the floor is still open. If anyone has any concerns or any questions, any observations from last week, any insights, please feel free. Good. Okay, in that case, let me sort of raise a couple of things that probably could help start off a conversation. Today, I must say, well, good to see you. I did mention earlier that you were on the Mo's stream, and again, thank you for the work you do and the contributions you make. We'll come back to that later. For now, I'd like to go to the Mo. The Mo, do you have anything for us?
I'm actually fixing breakfast right now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so let me just try and make this quick because I don't want to burn this food. The V1 talk, like we've talked about the V1 so many times. Like honestly, for me, I don't even want to talk about the V1 unless the price is so low that we're going to burn away 2 times the amount of the supply with the amount in the buy and burn. To me, the buy and burn is much more valuable, and this is going to sound weird to say, it's much more valuable as a honeypot. I see millions and millions of dollars as a future buy and burn being way more valuable just being there in the future. The moment you use it, it's gone. So I really, I can't believe we're back to the V1 again, but I guess that's always what happens whenever we get low in price. So that's kind of understandable, but I just wanted to say that that's kind of my opinion on it. People kind of have asked me why I haven't chimed in on the V1. It's because I don't want to use. I want it there kind of just as this always mythical thing that could be used. You never know when it will. But besides that, like you said, I don't know if you guys caught the stream I had the other day. We got a lot of crazy shit in it. We had a warp update. They showed the UI. That was pretty awesome. Looks really slick. I'm really excited for the sort of 11th hour kink part of the auctions, which should get a little degen-like. And there's a little degen in me, so I'm a little excited about that. And then the other part I'm excited about, as I drop a knife on it, so is I don't know if you guys caught it, but the Titans LP guys did a community takeover on Dragon Fart Dust. I don't know. I still got to kind of get into them and find out the whole origins of it. But they took it over. They have all this.
Mo, I think we've lost you there. Can you hear me? Okay, I get.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
So where did I get lost?
we love to really say that the Titans of LP guys have taken over the LP of is it the Dragon? What was the name of the
Dragon Fart Dust? Yeah, I still don't know how it happened. I still don't know how it happened, but it's pretty fucking funny. And they have all of the supply now. I guess the deployer transferred it all over to them. They have it all in a multi-sig now. They have the socials. They got the X page. They got the Telegram page. I believe they have it all, and they're throwing me on as a multi-sig for sort of extra community benefits that you guys know that they can't do anything without me. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's kind of wacky. It's super hilarious. Dragon Fart Dust. I don't know. But then besides that, the really crazy part about that stream was Ted came up with a really crazy idea for I don't even know what you call it, like a protocol that earns you TitanX for posting and for getting it out there. So we'll have to have Ted talk a little bit more about that himself. But it was super awesome. It was a really long stream. Bear with me if you watch that stream. For some reason, YouTube's throwing a lot of commercials on it. So I'm going to try and pull those off. But anyway, check out that stream. There's a lot of good shit in it. I apologize. I got to bounce out. Food's getting cold. Love you guys.
Another problem, Mo, as always. Thank you. TEDx, absolutely. We're looking forward to, you taking us through your ideas. Now, of course, the more, as I mentioned, I'm still going through the stream. I have been absolutely up to the point where Johnny is saying that he took over the team took over the pool it's a very hilarious name, isn't it? Dragon Park Dust. Okay, that's a good one. But yes, that's good. Alex, can you take us through your idea here? And let's see, if there's, let's hear you.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. So before I get started, I just want to be really clear that, this is a concept that really a lot of thought's gone into it, and ultimately the goal is to bring attention to TitanX in our community, but do it in a way that is secure, safe, transparent, fair. All the ethos that we really adhere to are in place. But ultimately, what I want to try and do is create something that is strong enough and stable enough that could really have securities in it that could avoid potential, manipulation, if you will. So I wanted to create an app. When I went to the conference in Philadelphia, it was a real eye-opener to see what's going on, and the buzz that was really kicking off was apps are really the way to grab attention. But they were talking about a lot of real-world physical type stuff, and I was trying to figure out how we could tie it into TitanX. So the idea was, why don't we come up with a rewards program through an app that has the security and the authentication necessary to meet basically the level of security that I would find comforting using a lot of the API functions and stuff that are actually provided through X. So it's kind of, when you think about it, it's like we're building TitanX on X in a way. It's kind of wild, but the idea is to come up with an app that people could go to, and you actually have to register to even participate, and it's done through X. So you actually have to use your X profile ID, your name or whatever, and then you actually have to log in with your credentials to X. All right. So you cannot create a bunch of different accounts to just earn tokens, if you will. So by doing that, what you're doing is you're taking away the ability to say create an account, say TEDx1, TEDx2, TEDx3. You can't do that. And then there's a lot of thought that's gone into how you can ensure that the information that we're trying to portray is a reflection of our ethos. So if people want to try and post stuff and they try to talk down about what we're doing or anything like that, you wouldn't qualify for the rewards program that's still being kind of hashed out. And depending on what you post, dictates the reward amount that you could potentially earn. So there's character limits, there's word limits, there's vetting and filtering that goes on to determine whether or not you're just simply adding a comma or an exclamation point, thinking it's going to pass the muster, and it won't. So you have to really be creative, because what X is actually doing to our advantage is they're keeping track of those posts, and so they can compare every post that person made previously, and they can say, this is too close. This is like, you copied this from 3 months ago, and they'll catch it. So I'm going through that testing phase now, and it's working, and I like it. So long story short, the idea is to engage with the community and make it known that if you want to earn some tokens. Now, these aren't big numbers we're talking about, but over time, my approach is every penny counts. So if you put a text post out, just text only, there are qualifications that need to be met. There's criteria that need to be met for that single text post to qualify for a reward. So it would have to be certain hashtags or, whatever. So, but the one thing that is true to, I guess, God himself is, TitanX has to be in every post, period. If you forget it, you're out. You don't earn for that post. Now, if we get really creative and tell a story or graphics or anything like that, now it gets even more complex, because people may think that they can actually just put gibberish out there and just a really itty bitty fragment of an image or just a speck to qualify, thinking, okay, it has a dot JPEG or something. Well, actually, what it's going to do is it's going to analyze it, and it's going to look at it and say, no, this isn't actually a real picture. This is just a black screen. Boom, you're out. You don't qualify. So, but if you did qualify with a higher level account, post, say with an image and a story or the hashtags, you could pick up 1,000 tokens, 1,000 TitanX tokens. Okay. So hypothetically, you can post 10 times in one day. And through that process, say 5 are text and 5 have a graphic or a meme, that particular 24-hour period, you would earn 5,500 tokens. Okay? If they're done right. But if they're not done right, you don't meet the qualifications, and you go to check your score, and you'd be like, no, I had it. No. I can't disclose everything that's in code to catch this stuff. But I'm really trying to make it it's going to be very, very, very difficult to fool.
I don't interrupt you, but you should probably mute your YouTube. Your YouTube is kind of over talking you. Like I can hear Mike in a 10-second background. So maybe just mute that if you can.
All right, hold on a second.
We'll be able to hear you better,
Yeah, I'm in my car right now, so just give me a second, guys.
I have a question on how, my experience is always solely in smart contracts. When you interact with stuff outside of the smart contract, you add lots of vulnerabilities. So I'm really curious to see how that connection actually works between, is this a smart contract, or is this just manually sending tokens out to, and I don't know. I have tons of questions. Are there any, does X itself have any utilities that you're using?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead. Continue, dude. I'm sorry.
No, I think that was enough questions for now.
Okay. Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from, and this will be tied to the blockchain. that's for sure. Now, as far as the token distribution, that is still being worked out. I'm still working on figuring that out. I did reach out to some members in the community to have discussions on how we can approach that and make sure that we're all comfortable with it. So this isn't like just a one-man show here. The intention to bring this to the surface on Mo's stream was to say, hey, this is the idea. Let's build it for the community. And then we have to really work as a community to figure out how we can really make it run and be successful. And I wanted to do it in a way that's not going to impact other protocols. You know what I mean? So the idea is there. And as far as the functionality, that's primarily what I'm working on right now, dude, is how to get this app to actually function the way we want it to in a manner that's going to be, safe and fair and secure. But now it's boiling down to how are we gonna fund these tokens to reward the people that are actually working hard to try and get our message out. And that is the most complex part, to be completely honest with you. So anyways, I guess I forgot where I left off before James told me I was echoing. I was talking about the rewards. So yeah, if you go and check your rewards, because the user will be able to go and look at how they did, and then every 24 hours this process resets based on UTC time. So even if you try to schedule posts to do it, X can actually identify that type of activity, and if they see it that it's say a repetitive, or if it falls within certain repetitive patterns, it'll be flagged, and then you're not rewarded, because it's just kind of I'm trying to avoid just people being lazy, thinking they just got it all figured out. This is far more complex than I thought it would be, and in a sense, when I say that, it's because of trying to make it to where people can't manipulate it. That's where my primary focus is right now. But then back to the token part, there's things in motion now that are addressing how we could accomplish that, is the best way to say it. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what it's about. And I will be putting posts out periodically. I put one out last night just as an example of a very, very basic approach to in the beginning of how I was trying to look at how you could avoid people manipulating the system. But that was days ago, and that's changed completely because it's gotten more robust. But that's kind of it for now, guys. And it is an idea that I think could really work. And this is how I envision it, is that if we as a community, and we want to target a community, I guess the best way to put it, and this is just Ted's crazy thinking, is if you have a fire engine, you have a ladder truck, and you got a hose on the top of that ladder truck, you got a great perspective of everything that's going on in that fire. And if the fire gets more intense in a certain area, we can redirect that fire hose specifically with this application to target those communities. And if people really want to engage and they really want to say target base or whatever it may be, we can simply say, all right, this week we're hitting base. Let's do it. And we can really funnel all that effort and that energy towards that that direction, which is pretty wild when you think about it. So we can follow the market, and we could use that to help us. Unless I'm just thinking crazy, but that's kind of how I envision it.
Great. Well, TitanX, thanks for walking us through this idea.
It's a lot.
Yes, but you could see it's still evolving, it seems, and
Yep.
It seems to me that it can change a bit as well, or you may very well tweak it a few more times before you have the final product. Can I just ask, do you have any time frame on this? Do you have a time frame as to when you expect to have this ready?
The best way to answer that, to be honest with you, is I was given some advice to not take my foot up. I was given some advice to not take my foot off the pedal.
Okay.
That's about all I can say at this point.
Good. Okay. I think that's enough. I mean, it's better to spend the time and just, keep working on it and asking for feedback until something that is robust evolves. You're absolutely right. What we don't want is to have people manipulate this entire system. Otherwise, it simply wouldn't make much sense. It wouldn't be helpful if people could easily step in and game the system.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, good. Does anybody have any questions or any input for TitanX on this idea?
I would welcome any ideas, suggestions, thoughts. Again, like I said in the stream, this is being built for the community. It's not being built for me. This is for the community. If we can make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Any ideas? If anybody can,
I'd like to share on this a little bit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, loud and clear.
So, when I was watching the stream and I started to hear Ted talk about this, I was immediately like light bulb went off. Like, I like this, and I think a lot of people did. And so if a lot of people like the idea when they hear it and then will start turning, I think that's a good sign. So I love the idea. The elephant in the room was, okay, where do we get the tokens to pay these people to shill? And who pays for the protocol to get built and things of this nature. So I did a quick diagram, Ted, and I sent it to you on Telegram.
Okay.
And basically, and it's just a thought, right? You need to start somewhere. So it's just kind of a blueprint on the tokenization side, not on the X side. Like I know nothing about any of that part of it, but the tokenization side was, and basically the gist of it is, you have all these different communities on TitanX, right? So maybe it's not just TitanX. They get shielded on X. Maybe it's these other communities also, and maybe these communities raise the funds. Say the Inferno community, and I'm not talking about founders. I'm talking about communities. Raise these funds. I mean, and if you got 35 protocols plus, and everybody raises enough for a couple thousand each, then maybe we could pay for the protocol that way. And if you went by the percentage of say whatever tokens are donated from that community on any given day, say Inferno puts in 20%, but the TitanX community puts in 40%, and say it's only those two, right? Well, then maybe TitanX gets more shills than Inferno gets, if that makes sense. And maybe it's too complex to do it that way. But as far as like how you're going to pay these people for posting and how you're going to pay for the protocol, it's just a concept to tokenize it. So anyway, yeah, look at that drawing, see what you think. I sent it to Johnny Papa Vegas, and he said he was basically thinking along the same lines. So anyway, there's help here if you want it, and I mean, I'm willing to.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great idea, and I'll do what I can to help you. So now disclaimer, I do not want to build this protocol. I will absolutely try to help any way I can. So that's all I got.
I guess what? Thank you, Utah. And yes, this is exactly the type of input and kind of feedback I was hoping to receive from the community, just to get the thoughts moving. Because in all reality, and again, this is just me thinking and my perspective from my bubble in this whole process is, we really we've come so far, and we've put so much effort in to broadcasting what we've created. And there's so many people in the community and just holders alone that they're holding. They know something, Let's encourage them to continue to want to hold it so that it'll grow for them, They become part of the movement in a way that we as a community can hopefully support them in a way to motivate them to just add those little elements, those little things that over time could land in another community, and that community or someone in that community is like, hey, they're giving away free tokens over here. And they come and check us out, and then they decide, maybe I'm going to hold these free tokens and see what happens, and maybe I'll buy some more, and then they tell somebody else. So there's a hook to it. It's not a great reward. When you think about it, the value of 100 TitanX tokens, that is such an insignificant number. But that's 200 more that you could potentially have that you never did. And all it took was a little post. So a post that has to be correct to meet the qualifications to be awarded. But in my mind, I can't envision another way to try to move a community to help us that much more. And if I offend anybody by saying that, I do apologize, but this is what I believe in. That's all I have.
I like the concept. There's definitely stuff that needs worked out. Like Utah is saying, who's paying, who's building this, who's paying for it, and all that good stuff. But yeah, keep on keeping on. I like it.
Cool, dude, man. I appreciate it. I'll be DMing some of you guys, and hopefully you'll like some of the stuff I'll be sending you. So, but that's all I have, gentlemen and ladies. I'm really passionate about this community, and I want to see it shine.
Thanks a lot, TEDx. And yes, we look forward to hearing more from you about this project. And if you need anything, of course, feel free to reach out. I think the important thing here is that this seems like an idea, if implemented, will definitely help push the message of TitanX, beyond the boundaries of the community. And I think we're still yet to hear or receive the full picture here. But it seems that so far, this definitely seems to be a step in the right direction. And if eventually this evolves into something quite concrete, it may very well be an added boost to the community. So thanks again. Thanks, Ted.
Yes, sir.
Great. Yes, anyone else? Does anyone have anything else to contribute? Any ideas, observations before we move on to our builders segment of this session? So this is really our opportunity to, if there's anything that we need to, that we want to share and discuss, I think we can definitely do that now. If not, that's okay. We'll be moving on to the next segment, which is our usual builders update. And I will start with Mike. Over to you.
Yes. So hi everyone. I have been making a video for USDX. And this video is obviously I recorded it and had to edit it, and became so long, and then I shortened it down again. But anyhow, I think I'm done with it. It's around 10 minutes or so. So hopefully I included everything you need to know about USDX so that you can somehow get to know how probably to use it and to see all the I don't know, pitfalls or rather some of the things, like, I mean, just to understand how the system works in some way, like a quick overview how the system works essentially. And I'm going to be posting the video later on. I just finished editing yesterday. Oh man, editing takes so much time. It's crazy. But anyway, this is something which I'm not used to, editing. So I think doing streams is much easier because then at least you don't have to hear your voice the whole time. It's like you have to hear your voice when you edit, and you pronounce this wrong, re-record it again because some pronunciation was not correct. But anyhow, that's how things are. So I'm really looking forward to that. The USDX video. It's essentially just a quick overview how the system works and how to take your first loan and how to repay back your loan as well, because that's important too. And and pretty much that's the most important thing which I wanted to do here. So that's going to be posted later on. Regarding probably the other thing I have actually the TitanX bubbles currently streaming on YouTube. So people are, I'm trying to basically show them something interesting, and I thought like maybe the bubbles, it's a bit more interesting. So today we have, obviously, Aura X is pumping quite hard today. I think Aura X, Morpheus pumping also, Hydra. So I think potentially, no, I think the three biggest winners is currently at this current moment Aura X, Morpheus, and Blaze. It seems like that, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, shout out to them, and I think all the others are going to be coming along as well. But nevertheless, one more thing regarding Matrix per se. One thing I'm looking forward, obviously, is the payout, which is coming in around 9 days. So that's the 369-day payout. And if I look at the payout right now, the 369 payout total is 210K, and Matrix has currently 37.9% of the pool, which so that's that. Obviously the prices went down quite a bit, so that's why we only have 210K, and I think it was a bit higher. But nevertheless, I think that's pretty much it from my side today, and if there's any questions, we'll talk about that.
Thanks, Mike. James, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks very much, everyone. As usual, I'm going to keep it short, and I almost feel like I could do a repeat button from last week. So the 4 Omni-chain tokens that the dude and I are working on have entered into phase 2 of audit. So you never know how long those audits are going to take. First audit came out very well, super easy to clean up, the couple of those status issues. And I'm not going to give any dates. The old meme, 2 more weeks. Honestly, it could be 2 weeks, but March is pretty much a definite. So 4 Omni-chain tokens, dude can of course talk more about it, a little bit about that if he wants to. And it's going to be E280. We've got Element turning into E280. We've got your HLX. You can finally do something exciting with it, other than Giannis, which was also exciting. That is going to be H420. Your BDX, your precious BDX, you can turn into B88, and then your scale can turn into S88. Now, I just took a look, price is not everything. In fact, price is not a lot. People do like price, though. And we happen to be pretty lucky right now. We're not up a lot, but all 3 of our protocols are in the green. couple percent. One thing I noticed interesting is Uranus. So Uranus, and one of the community members pointed this out to us. They said, "Why is nobody selling?" And I said, "Well, that's a very good question." So I took a look, and we had 3 sales in the last like 36 hours. So people were really holding. There are some whales in Uranus. There are some super whales in there, and they just keep getting bigger. Because we got that little buy and burn going on for $8 every 15 minutes. We will have a buy and burn party. Maybe a bonfire party, or maybe we'll come up with something clever about that. So we're going to launch the 4 Omni-Chain tokens very likely all the same day. No rush to get in because they're forever mint. You can mint your 1 token to get one of the new Omni-Chain tokens. You're going to have LPs on Ethereum, and you're going to have LPs on Base. So there's going to be an enormous liquidity web, on Ethereum and as well on Base. And we have 124 billion Uranus on Base that we cannot wait for, number 1, the Omni-Chain tokens to go over there because we're going to form liquidity webs. We want other builders. Like if other builders, if you're building your Omni-Chain, we know a couple of you are. If you want to tell us just a little bit, maybe your time frames, we can allocate some. Just kind of stick it over there on the side, because the more liquidity, the better. So I want to give that quick update. We will have 2 DAO proposal votes coming for original BDX. One of them is going to be how much of the future rewards will we use for minting into the protocol, and the second will be how much, if any, do we turn on the buy and burn for the protocol. Some people will say, "Oh no, turn it off," because we're waiting for TitanX to pump because that's the buy and burn. Well, people may change their minds because of different circumstances and Omni-Chain and all that type of thing. One last thing, Scale has reflections, right? But S88 cannot have reflections. Unfortunately, the OFT protocol makes it enormously complex, almost impossible to do reflections. But Uranus has reflections, which are very, very easy. So consider that whenever you're looking at Uranus. If you like the passive income, that is a protocol you definitely want to take a look at. That's pretty much my update. I want to thank our community. Our community is really wild. What they do? I think the Mo may have suggested this early on. When you reply to a comment or a post, hit bookmark, hit that like, hit that bookmark, drop a reply. Our engagement has quadrupled ever since people started hitting bookmarks. So they really cranked that thing up there in the X algo. So I recommend this to everyone. Try it out. Check out where your engagement is, and then encourage your community and yourself to start hitting bookmarks. See if it makes a difference. Because the more eyes in front of TitanX, the better for all of us. So thanks for everyone's time, and I'll pass it to the next person. Which I don't want to select the next person. I'll let you do that, Plan A.
No, of course. I mean, you're absolutely right. TEDx, you're next. Thanks, James.
I'm actually driving right now. Hold on a second. Let me pull over. All right, hold on. So, Mizuchi, we are still working on getting some of the artwork touched up and stuff. I mean, everything's looking great. We're really super excited about it. Dying to put some teasers out, but we're just not really ready for that because of the art. And but we're definitely going to be sticking to Q1. When the time is right, we will make the announcement. But still touching up some of the details. But that's about it on Mizuchi.
Great. So when you say you're still sticking to Q1, that's really this, we're coming to it. This is the last month of Q1, of course. So that means you're going to go live this month, huh?
You can say we're definitely, we've been saying Q1 all along. So
Okay. Well, I'm not definitely not pushing you and the team at all. It's better to get it right than rush it. But great. Thanks for the update, TitanX. Sure. Great, dude. Over to you.
Hey, yeah, James kind of spoke on omni-chain tokens. I just wanted to add that Element 280 is pretty much the center of all of these tokens. Everything that we're doing over on Base is going to be paired with Element 280. We're looking at adding a ton of volume. That was the primary goal across the board with E280, and really get those rewards kicked in and lots of burning happening. And they'll be paired with E280. So, if we can support that single token, then everything, that's built on top of it will be supported as well. So that's the main thing I'm looking at, and like, you remember that Helios and Baby Dragon X, those treasuries are recipients of some of the element rewards. So it made sense to support that protocol as much as possible, because that does support the underlying protocols as well. And then also NFTs for Element 280, that's a phase 2 feature. We are launching with just the token up front, but keep an eye out. I would recommend possibly holding on to an NFT or two, because there will be the option to migrate your NFT from Ethereum to Base or other chains as we continue to expand. But that is a phase 2 feature. Also, the Ouroboros staking and the Stacks protocol, we're starting the second audit tomorrow. Everything's looking great with that. We are super excited to get into Ouroboros staking. We've got a couple 100 billion TitanX just waiting to get released. So, yeah, looking forward to that. And then, Uranus holding a 1.9 ratio. So I would say any of the OG, whoever minted Uranus at a 1-to-1 ratio, they've got to be happy. And you're just chilling while buys and sells happen. You're earning more. So I'd say everything is working perfectly as planned there. And we're excited about the burn party coming up in the next couple of weeks. So everybody have a great Sunday, and I'm around if you got any questions.
Great, thanks, dude. Uta, do you have anything for us from the Infernal Kingdom or any? Yeah, good. Over to you.
Yes. So the UI upgrade is in development, as well as the Omni-Chain Inferno. The code is actually done on Omni-Chain Inferno, but we're waiting for the UI so we can tie everything in, and then of course we want to test everything and then get some audits. But on a side note, with a really big side note, I don't know if you've looked at the overall markets today, but Trump announced that the U.S. is going to do a strategic crypto reserve, and I'm hoping that just may be the catalyst that everyone's been waiting for, because the markets are pumping.
Great. Well, there's some catching up to do, certainly on my side, but I definitely see Bitcoin as picked up. Again, it's now certainly in the low 90s, but over the weekend it was pretty much mid 80s. So definitely now, thanks for filling in that detail. I definitely need to catch up on that. But I think there's going to, I think the last I heard is that there's going to be, is it a White House crypto session or something to that effect at some point. So It seems that promises are going to be fulfilled. It seems, and that will definitely be bullish for this space. But I think we wait and see. But it's looking good. Definitely.
I actually have Truth Social currently opened, and so Donald J. Trump tweeted around I think 2 hours or so, and he mentioned regarding crypto strategic reserve that will include XRP, Sol, and ADA, and obviously those three tokens started pumping, and everybody was asking themselves, why is he not talking about BTC or ETH? But I think 20 minutes ago he mentioned, and obviously BTC and ETH as other available cryptocurrencies will be part of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. So now we're having also the BTC and ETH pump. So that's good.
Well, I think they just keep teasing teasing the market, it seems. Let's see what happens. I'm surprised Doge wasn't there. I think it would have been a major conflict of interest for Musk, I guess. So he's got a lot on his on his plate at the moment. I don't think he needs any more. But anyway, that's good. Do we have any other updates from our builders at Crypto Awesome? Crypto Awesome, do you have anything for us, Rod? If not, it's perfectly okay. Good. Okay.
Could I add something while we're waiting in case Crypto Awesome needs to come off mute there? We know that he is one of those guys out in the woods, and who knows, he may be chopping down a tree or something like that. Anyway, good friend of mine. I love his stories whenever we're on streams. We literally can't stop talking about it. By the way, something that I always do during these spaces is I always go through each and every person and I see, are they following me? If you're following me, whether you have a green circle or not, I am following you back because I want to know more about you. Hopefully you want to know more about me, but I do that. It used to be I will follow every green circle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think that was a little bit exclusive, and I decided to kind of change my strategy. So if I see that you are following me, you are getting a follow back. And because I get a lot of, I do get a lot of DMs and I get a lot of replies, and I can't get back to everybody. If you tag me or you DM me and say, "Hey, I'm following you, and I'd like to, I'd also like to see what you following you back," just do that. Just DM me. Don't feel like, oh, James too busy. James doesn't want to DM. Absolutely, I do. You can tag me in Telegram, in the Uranus Telegram, or the Baby TitanX Telegram, or you can just DM me. I think my DMs are fairly open, and I am happy to follow you back. I want to support the community in every way we can, and we are stronger together.
Thanks, James. That was really, that was a good one from you there, and very positive. So it's good. So I'm not going to repeat what James has said. If you want to follow James, please know that he's going to follow you back. Definitely. Crypto Awesome, over to you.
Hey everybody, thanks Plan A. Same, a lot of the same stuff here. Still working on Draco and Drogon. We've been in testing on Draco. There's so many mechanics happening at the same time, so we're just testing it. I want to make sure the testing is just dialed in completely before we get our audits. And so we're really in the testing phase. Drogon will be coming after Draco, so really I'm focusing that energy on Draco, plus a super secret surprise project that I'm working on with a bunch of faces that you all know, and very excited. We're not going to talk about that yet, but just think about the mystery and the hype. There's an amazing base project that's coming at some point soon.
Great. Thanks, Crypto Awesome. I believe you mentioned this mystery project some time ago, probably last week or the week before, but we look forward to what you have on the rock.
Everybody is going to love it. Like it's gonna be hot. But anyways, that's really all I can say. I'm gonna keep teasing the mystery about it, but we are working hard, and we are working very hard, diligently. The whole team. We have a whole team on this one, putting time, energy, and effort into it. So I'm really, really excited about it. It's pretty much going to be game changing.
Wow. Okay, great. We will definitely watch this space and look forward to hearing more from you on this. So good. I think if we do have any of our builders who want to chip in or give an update on their specific project, then fine. The floor is open. Otherwise, I will propose that we start wrapping up rather than drag it on or drag it out. we can start wrapping up. We've hit now the hour mark, and I think we've got a good. We've got good input and good participation. Keeping it short and sweet is good as well. So if there isn't anything else, we will now move on to closing remarks. Great.
I've got a quick question, Plan A. Yeah. I was curious when you were going to release information about the protocol that you're going to be building soon.
Oh dear, that's news to me. Oh dear, but that's a good one on your part. I am quite comfortable and happy, moderated, and certainly playing my part to make sure that that you guys who are certainly much bigger brains kind of achieve your goals. And so when you guys win, we win as a community. And so that's my take on that. But good try. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no, that's the beautiful part of it. Like we all have our roles. The Mo's doing a great job as being an influencer of sorts, and we've got builders building. But when TitanX does what it's supposed to do, we all will win. So wag me all the way.
Absolutely. It's great. Okay, on that note, Utah Crypto, closing remarks?
Let's go. That's it.
Great, thank you. Dude?
Yeah, crypto is the future. Like, I have 100% conviction in crypto. This is where you want to be. And as far as TitanX goes, like, there's so much more coming. We have so many builders. We're all contributing, as we were just discussing. So 2025, I think, is going to be a great year for us. And the TitanX supply won't stand a chance. Y'all have a great Sunday.
Great. Thanks, dude. TEDx.
Dude, I love what you just said. That was awesome. Guys, thanks for everything. Thanks for the inspiration. And I'm looking forward to hopefully putting something together for the community that's going to be, I think, beneficial for all of us. And like dude said, in the end, we're going to come out winners. Literally looking forward to the Mizuki launch and everything there. So again, much love and appreciation to the community and Plan A, Mike, Dean, and all you greats all out there. Appreciate it. Have a great Sunday.
Thanks, TEDx. Crypto Awesome.
Yeah, just really also very blessed to be in this community. I think that we do have a great community. And I put that post out that said, "Who's bullish? If you're bullish on TitanX, interact with this post." And it got like probably 4,000 like reactions very quickly. So, we have a really solid core group. I got the call there, guys. But yeah, we're all very bullish. So wag me, everybody.
Great. Thanks, Crypto Awesome. James?
Yeah, the wrap up. I used to joke in the beginning that I kind of do my wrap up in my initial intro. So, anyways, I am so proud to be part of this TitanX ecosystem. I have learned so much. I've made so many new friends. It's just a constant place of learning. It really is. I believe we have a very open community here, literally the best. As I look around in these other communities that I want to expand into over in base, I don't see anything like us over there. You've got some protocols they've launched 5 different protocols, and some of them have done well, but there's nothing like us over there. When it comes to the fair launch, when it comes to the people that they get together, that they really rally together, there's no one like us. We are unique. Each of you is unique, and we are part of something special. So congratulations to yourself for finding this and sticking with it. And that's all for me. Have an amazing week. Can't wait to give you some more updates about Omni-Chain. We're chomping at the bit for that baby. Cheers, all.
Great. Thanks, James. I completely agree with you. I think I'm going to borrow this from Mike. I think, the red candles, green candles, we're always here. And that means a lot. I think the fact that we've not had one rug pull so far, speaks to the strength of this community. And we have seen some really good times, some really magical times, and the ups and downs. We're still here. This is a quality community with quality projects. There's still more to come, and I think when this bull market finally matures, and I think probably second half of the year we will have that happen. But I think we're pretty much in the early stages of this. If we do have a parabolic bull run, that would of course be the icing on the cake. But I do strongly believe, and this is not financial advice, that this community has a lot of strength in it to have another leg up, another major run that will outstrip what we've seen already. So all we need to do, it seems, is to keep going, make sure we take out the security measures that Mike talks about on a regular basis, make sure that the shiny objects don't distract us too much, and understand that we've got a quality community with quality projects here, and we have a good chance. We have as good a chance as any other quality project here to really do some great things this year. In the meantime, of course, we'll keep building, and we'll keep the show going. Mike, over to you.
Yeah, so thank you for listening in, and all the people on YouTube. There was a bit of back and forth today on the YouTube comments there, so thanks for that. Yeah, apart from that, I mean, I'm here, I'm still building, and there's some few things I want to update on TitanX Hub. I'm just working on them. Hopefully in the upcoming weeks I can push the new changes as well. But apart from that, always wish you a great week, and talk to you next week again.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone, again for attending, participating, and contributing. So let's all have a great week ahead. And when you have a few minutes, please do tweet, your thoughts on TitanX, and let's just keep the momentum going. Let's just keep that buzz building up, and I'm sure that our efforts would pay off in due course. Again, thank you very much, and have a great week ahead, everyone. Bye for now.
Cheers, all.